Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My first road race for week 1 of season 2 2022 here in the production car sim lab challenge. We are at Daytona, the legacy version. Happened to, like, pretty much every single one of these I run happened to find a all Mazda split. Didn't get qualifying in, was checking a couple other things and just didn't get out on track in time to turn a lap. So starting in 25th, I believe, 25th or 26th out of 28 cars. Car number 23 though, so not expected to finish very high in terms of the I rating. So I guess that bodes well, being that I am car number 23 starting back here. Shouldn't be terribly hard to exceed iRacing's expectations. I probably would have been maybe in the middle of the pack. I mean, looking at lap times, doing what I could do, it probably would have been somewhere around 8th to 12th, give or take. So, you know, I'm pretty far back from where I would have been, but it's not like I would have been a pole sitter by any means. So, gonna try to just avoid as much carnage that happens up in front. I would still expect that to happen. I typically do not get into the highest splits because of how low my road rating is right now. But you know, certainly going to do what I can and try to improve. I want to see if I can finally run a pretty clean road race without too many mistakes. Just, you know, I always seem to shoot myself in the foot with dumb stuff, so I'm gonna try to do the best that I can to avoid that. Should go probably about 12 laps, so try to make the most of it. Should be a lot of fun. If you haven't seen the ARCA video, the plan for this season is to run at least one road race a season, and on weeks when I can, run two. So I think I'm gonna make a primary focus for the GT4 Endurance series. My logic for that being the GT4 car is a little bit more difficult to drive than the Mazda, but still a pretty good step up from the Mazda. And it'll give me the chance to drive something a little bit more challenging, but still what should be well within my capabilities to learn and improve on road racing technique and racecraft. And with it being a 2-hour race, that's just more laps and more track time, and the more track time I can get, the better should be. So hopefully that will help from that perspective, and then hopefully I can try to improve and outside of it, you know, run stuff like this, or you know, a GT3 race or rookie Mazdas. I don't know, something. I'll figure out when I can add in what I'm going to do, but start is so weird and botched. I was going to comment that we were laying back because of multi-class, but we were literally in all one class, so there's no reason to do that. So I don't know why everybody checked up there on the NASCAR 3, but without any problem, we are off and rolling. Just going to take it real easy. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of problems through the first lap or so. Love running this course. Don't like Daytona so much on the oval side for NASCAR stuff, but I definitely enjoy the road side. So it's a fun course to race. It's also been a fun one to see in person. I've been fortunate enough to go to one Rolex 24 in real life, so
good start.
A lot of fun. But yep, just gonna try to avoid whatever carnage happens. Work my way through everybody. This is gonna be kind of like a rookie Mazda race, only a little bit longer. Obviously gonna have to try to take advantage of the draft as much as I can, but you know, certainly just gonna try to keep it as clean as I can. Just try to pick my way through cars when I can. Take advantage of anybody that has problems. Probably driving some of these corners too passively. I'm probably can attack them a little bit more, but right now I just kind of want to get my way through the first couple of laps and be able to get it sorted out. I feel like I was not quite as fast as the 5 and the 9 out of the infield section on the NASCAR 1. They were pulling away. Just going to try to run behind the 5, get the draft as much as I can down the back stretch.
Nikolai is leading the race. Yellow flag.
And there's the first yellow flag that I thought would see at some point. Looks like the 2 had some issues. We've got some other problems here going into NASCAR 3. This is going to be fun to avoid. Got cars flipping everywhere. That was a slalom in a spot that was not supposed to be a slalom. 15 was able to get by, but I certainly think I picked up more spots than that I lost going through that and was able to keep it clean. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. We still got a couple cars coming to pit road as well. I would assume they have meatballs. Looks like the 2 and the 7 are both going to pit. So, yeah, that was an absolute blast. That was kind of what I expected to happen at some point on lap 1. So, glad I was able to avoid that. Up to 12th already after all of that. So, yeah, I guess a top 10 would feel like a decent finish. Certainly well ahead of where I should be. I don't think a top 5 is going to be possible. Even if I had the speed, I think I'm just too far back in terms of the track position to get there. But you never know what's going to happen with people and contact here. Most of the time, if you can get the top splits in this series, it can be a lot of fun and a lot of clean. Especially if you hit it on the times when it's more peak than what I do for really actually being able to have multi-class racing. But just going to try to do what I can. I feel like I'm a bit faster than the 15. Not sure. Trying to get around him here, though. Getting out into NASCAR 1's going to be the best move. Though he pushes way wide, so we'll see. I think just sitting behind him and getting advantage of his draft will be the smarter play down the backstretch. Yeah, that was kind of my hope when I couldn't get qualifying done to start in the back, that something like that was going to happen. And I was going to be able to find a way around it. Not sure how I made that through. I turned left and right so many times, so. Just letting the 15 go, going into the bus stop. Probably should have just sat behind him and tried to outbrake him going into the bus stop, but decided to pull right and then back off and let him have the inside line into the bus stop. Just follow in behind him, try to use his draft all the way out of NASCAR 4 down the front stretch into turn 1. See if I can get a good enough run here going into the tri-oval. Across the start-finish line, try to get by him. Got one car that's really slow, not sure. The 25 had a time penalty.
Well done, Jake. Good pass. Eyes front. P9. Sector 3 times okay.
Got another one that is off track. Almost overshoot 1 and 2. Looked like that was the 4 who was lapped down, so I think it's only the 1 spot for getting by the 25.
That's 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes.
See if I can try to close back up to the 1. Try to pull away from the 15. 15's going to have the advantage of my draft now. Still very, very early on. Not even a quarter of the way through the race. Feeling like I'm pulling away from the 15. As to whether or not I'm fast enough to get to the 1, that'll be remains to be seen. Got a big line of cars up here. Looks like it's going to be 4th through 9th, or 4th through 8th, excuse me. One was able to pull away quite a bit.
The gap behind is now.
The whole pack's pulling away, but yeah, just gotta run my laps, try to be as clean as I can, and might be able to find my way back to them.
The gap in front is now 1.0.
Trying to close up to him if possible through the bus stop. Didn't really gain any time. Pulled away ever so slightly through from the 15, so I will take that. One kind of looked to the high side to see if he could get by the 27. The other one's frustrated with being behind them, wants to find his way to the front as quickly as possible. Got them starting to all look too wide down the front stretch, guys flying everywhere.
Fastest lap for Warwick, 2:10.33. The guy in front has just done.
Oh, we got a wreck up here.
2:10.38.
8's going around.
Fastest lap.
Able to avoid him. I think there was some contact up ahead between the 21 and the 8 going into turn 1, so able to pick up another spot that way. Also brings me much closer up to this group. '15 was able to get by the 8 as well without any issue. Yeah, when you're in these lower splits like this, if you can just avoid any contact that happens on the track, you can oftentimes pick up more spots. Try to cut to the inside of the 1. Would have worked out even better. I had to kind of check up a little bit for the 27. He kind of cut down a little bit more than I thought he would.
Off the pace.
This is where I felt like I lost time to them last lap. Just going to try to get as best of a run behind the 27 as I possibly can. I know the 1's going to have the advantage of the draft. The 1's going to be faster, and he was looking pretty aggressive the last lap, so I would expect him to be doing more of the same. Just going to try to sit behind the 27 to get the draft here out of NASCAR 2 and down the backstretch. There's not really much I can do in terms of whatever the 1's going to do. Trying to get to the inside of the 27 going into the bus stop. Able to get through the bus stop pretty well, get by the 27. I think that'll put me up to 6th, I want to say. Leaders are just absolutely gone, which, again, I never expected any shot at them given the fact that I was starting so far in the back. You can see the leaders just working their way across the start-finish line now. One's trying to get the run on the 27 down the front stretch. They're going to go side by side across the start-finish line.
Keep it up. We're looking good here. P5. We're a 10th off the pace in Sector 3.
27 really drove it in hard. See him lose the time out of the corner, and I was wrong. We're up to 5th, so holding just inside the top 5 right now. I'm pretty happy with that. Just trying to follow the 21 and the 11 right now. Let the 1 and the 27 battle behind.
0.5.
21 was a car that started alongside of us at the beginning of the race, so you can see by just avoiding wrecks, driving clean, how many positions you can pick up. Working our way out of the West Horseshoe. Just trying to stay in line with the 21 right now, set myself up for the draft through NASCAR 1 and 2 and on the backstretch.
Okay, Jake, there'll be chances here. Let's make sure we can take
21 pushes a bit wide.
15 minutes.
1 was able to clear the 27, so could potentially lose another spot, or lose a spot to the 1 fall outside the top 5, but if I can end up getting by the 21 and 11 at some point, then could get myself back inside the top 5. You can see the 21's trying to get the run on the outside on the backstretch. Across the 11, he's going to look to the inside going into the bus stop. I think I'm going to do the same thing.
The driver in front of us is Lopez.
Everybody was looking every which way into the bus stop. That was a bit nerve-wracking. Kind of gave the bottom there to the 1. He's going to take it. I'm just going to hang high, let him go. He's definitely quicker. No reason to fight him right now. Rather get by him, not lose time to the 27, follow behind the 1 down the front stretch. See if we can work together to get by the 11. Not really going to try to challenge the 1 right now. Doesn't seem like a smart idea to put myself into a bad position going into turn 1.
P6.
Just kind of backing out early. 1 kind of pushes a bit wide, so take the inside line through 2, try to clear him. Get a better run going into International Horseshoe. See the 21 shot it wide. He gets loose out of the International Horseshoe, able to avoid him. So there's a spot, puts us into 4th. That was a close one. Thought I was almost going to get contact with him. Try to outbrake the 21 going into, or the 11, excuse me, going into West Horseshoe.
Well done,
One's going to
Jake.
try to work
Great move.
by him
Keep
as
it
well.
up.
Put us into 3rd. Try to set the sights on the 10. 13 is just absolutely gone. 7 seconds ahead of me, 6 seconds ahead of the 10. No way we're going to be catching him. If I can try to work towards the 10, would expect the 1 to eventually get by the 11, and the 1 probably to get by me. So if I can get by the 10, that could keep me in the position to finish
Half
3rd.
distance. Fuel looks good.
Pulling away from the 27 behind, so I'm not too worried about too many other challengers outside of the 1 try to get to me.
You're gaining on the guy in front. The gap is 1.1.
Trying to get through bus stop as best as I can to close up on the 10. 1's able to clear the 11. 11 staying behind the 1 for the draft. Should have stayed up a little bit higher to get a little more use of the draft from the 10, but not bad. Best way to try to gain to the leader would be to stay with the draft, but I feel like so much faster than the 10 that it's not going to be worth it. Try to get to his inside. Try to work through 1 and 2 as best as I can, clear him. Might have pushed him up a little bit, but
Good move,
certainly try to get by him as best as I can. Oh, the 1 makes contact with the 10. Not sure if the 10 tried to come down to block the 1. But in any event, the 10 goes spinning off of the 1's nose as they entered the International Horseshoe. 11 was able to be the big benefactor out of that and clear both of them. He's just over half a second behind us, and then you've got about a second and a half back to the 11 and 1. Seems like they were able to get it straightened out and keep going. Not as good of a lap as I wanted, or time through the West Horseshoe, but 11 was able to close up. Certainly feel like I'm faster than the 11, but as close as he's going to be, that's going to give him the opportunity to get run through the back stretches. I got really slow on that last corner out of the infield section, just slowed down more than I needed to. Probably won't have any choice but to let the 11 go. Just going to get the run on the high side out of NASCAR too. No reason to throw a block. Sitting in 2nd, could still be 3rd. No reason to defend that hard. Just going to keep it wide. Was waiting to see if the 11 was going to try to push it through the bus stop. He did not. Allowed the 1 to close up big time. He's pulled away from the 10, who's fallen back. 6.5 back of the 13, who's in the lead. Don't think I'll be able to get to him, but just have to see. 1's getting a run, 11's getting a run. I'm just that sitting duck who's in the front of the pack that has nowhere to go when it's all drafting like this. Just gotta try to let everybody go where they're gonna go, not make a big deal out of it, and just try to give myself the best entry into turn 1 that I can.
You've just done a 212.42.
1's able to clear me. Wasn't really much I could do to defend that. No reason in throwing blocks. Clearly the 1 is also not going to back out. He's been pretty aggressive most of the race, so there's no real reason to try to block him either. Just try to stay with the 1 as best as I can. Maybe be able to ride with him until the last lap and then see if I can make a move. Just going to be battling for 2nd at this point. Don't think there's any way we get to the 13 for the lead. Even a 3rd or a 4th place finish is not a bad result at all. Not for where my road racing typically is. Just feel like I'm not picking up the throttle early enough there out of the infield onto the NASCAR side. That's what's allowing the one to pull away from me. Yes, it's possible it could be a setup thing that his car just rotates better and he's able to pick up the throttle. I feel like it's probably just a me driving thing, since I'm not that good at road racing, but you never know. Just gotta learn, but I gotta drive within my means right now in order to be able to get a decent finish. And just really trying to get back to the one run with him. Unless the 11 really gets a big run through NASCAR 3 and 4 and down the front stretch, I don't really see me trying to pull out from the one. Although, if we get a big enough run, I may do it. Let's see. He's going to leave the bottom open. Try to get the run. We are closing up ever so slightly on the 13, but I don't think there's going to be enough time to be able to get by him. One's going to try to pull the same move again that he did the last lap.
Nice one, Jake. You're looking really good. Come on, keep your focus. P2.
Almost overshot turn 2. Able to stay in front of the one this time, though, so if he can make another mistake and I can continue to pull away, it's possible that I could try to sustain pressure and hold off, keep car in second. Overshot the horseshoe there. You can see I gave up all the time that I gained through the first sector. Still closing in on the 13. Nightfall has fallen on the track. We are in complete dark now. It's fun to run in this dark like this, but it's definitely a lot darker. One dives it into the west horseshoe. Certainly more aggressive, had to let him go.
Come on, don't let him get away.
Didn't mean to cross him over there. Let's see if he tries to take the same move. Coming out on the NASCAR side, he won't need to because I overshot the corner really bad. It's going to give everybody momentum on me as we come back out in NASCAR 1. Also allowed the 13 to pull away some. Just really drove that last section of the infield terribly. Got the one running to the outside as we come onto the backstretch. Just going to hang out here, back out early, let him get into the bus stop ahead. More or less trying to keep myself ahead of the 11 rather than try to get ahead of the 1. It's more about defending third than it is about trying to take a shot at second. I'll have another shot at the 1 later on. 13's loving this. The more we continue to do this, the more he's able to pull away. It's just, I don't know, it's hard to sit behind somebody, especially when you get this big of a run with the draft. I obviously drove the infield section badly, so that's what allowed the 1 to close back up, but let's try to reset, try to do the same thing again this time.
5 minutes to go. This is good. We'll be on the podium if we can keep it together. That was a 211.64.
1 got a much better turn through 1 and 2 that time, so he stays much closer. 11 had a good run as well. Oh, I overshot the international horseshoe badly. That's going to allow the 1 by. Got no choice but to stay high and let him go.
Hold your nerve, just keep it smooth. No mistakes.
Well, he wasn't actually able to get by, but he's on the... Thought he was on the right-hand side. He backs out. They'll probably do the same thing and dive into West End again. Which I think he was kind of expecting me to overshoot, and he was going to try to cut underneath. I think that's why he didn't dive in. I just gotta get better at driving under pressure and quit overshooting corners. Gaining back on the 13. We'll likely only have 2 laps to go next time by, so not gonna be enough time to get to him. He's just gotta keep it clean and he should be able to get the win. Watch the 1 do the same thing again. He's gonna get the run through 2. He's gonna go to the high side. The backstretch. See who backs out first for the chicane. It's probably going to be me.
Push now. The guy behind is catching.
Able to get the 1 in front. Tap the brakes to falling behind him through the bus stop. I know I can easily get a run through 3 and 4 and down the front stretch. I think second place is going to be all I can fight for. 15 was able to get by the 11. If I can try to time it on the last lap to stay this close to the 1, might be able to get a run, clear him at the line, and pick up second. 15 certainly looking like he's getting a good run. It's going to make a interesting challenge for
Sector 3 is 0.
second through 5th.
Off the pace.
One having problems that time through 2. I tried to just sit behind him and do the best that I could. This is not the most ideal spot to be in going into the horseshoe.
Come on, Jake. Nicely done.
Just had to stay to the outside. That really has drawn the 15 close to us as well. 11's lurking in the back and waiting for somebody to make a mistake. Running side by side with the 1. Fifteen's looking to the inside.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
Now he's to the right side. Able to pull away a little bit from the 15, going to sit behind the 1. This is a bit of a role reversal as the last couple laps we had been ahead of the 1 coming out on the NASCAR side of things. This is going to be a dogfight for second through 5th. I feel like I've got the potential to finish second, but could easily finish as far back as 5th with how everybody's driving. One backs out.
Good pass. Well done.
I think he is kind of taking the same logic that I had before, that it was better to back out, lay behind me, and be able to get the run down the front stretch into turn 1, use my draft, and be able to do what he can. 15 has a big issue. 11 gets away from him, so not sure what happened. Did not happen to see that in the rearview mirror. But that's going to leave us with 3 cars now fighting for second through 4th. You can see exactly what I was saying. The 1's going to get the run down the front stretch. He's going to go to the high side of the look by us. We got the white flag this time by. Last lap to see if we can get anywhere near a second place finish.
Sector 3 is 0.7 off the pace.
1 drives a little bit better. I push way wide trying to get on it. Oh man, just got the off track. Wanted to have that clean race and unfortunately just pushed it a little too wide. Also allows the 1 to pull away. Just gotta try to stay as close to him as I can so I can get the run on the front stretch. Try to pick up a second place finish. 11's gonna be doing the same thing to me though, so it's gonna be a good finish for sure. Certainly has been a entertaining race the entire time. I think I've been in a battle for position the entire time we're avoiding wrecks, so from that standpoint definitely has been a lot of fun and a very entertaining race. 1 overshoots that corner. I did the same thing as well. It's going to allow the 11 to make the most benefit of it, close up. Time to just try to get as much of the draft from the 1 as I can. Not sure if I'll be able to get there. Got to watch for the 11 as well. 4 is a lap car, but he's actually going high. The 1's going to stay high to try to get a run. 11's trying to look to the inside. Just got to get back to the 1 as best as I can. Now's the time to make up time through the bus stop. Get through this cleanly as I possibly can, not cut it. And now we're just going to have to see if we can try to get a draft off the 1 through 3 and 4 and down the front stretch. This is going to be the fight for second. I don't think the 11's close enough to be able to get by me. Could end up seeing a 3 wide finish, and the 1's certainly going to try to make his car as wide as possible and block where he can. Gonna get the run, see which way he wants to go. 11's going to look low. We've got the 25. And I was not quite able to get there. Just not close enough, so bring it
Well
home
done,
in
Jake.
third.
Great drive. That's a
Certainly
podium.
not a bad finish at all. I think the difference was the 25. It gave the one the opportunity to be able to pull a draft, and that kept him just gaining a little bit more. Like we weren't closing down quite as fast as I wanted to on the front stretch, but great drive by the 13 as well to get the win. Awesome race by everybody. That was certainly a lot of fun. Glad to have been able to only have a 1x out of that. I mean, for me with road racing, that's an improvement, so I'll take that. So let's let's see what happened on that start. That start or the coming out of the horseshoe on the first lap was just absolutely crazy. So fast forward to that. Watch. I don't even know what all happened. Drop the camera down some so we can see a little bit further ahead. Fast forward really clean here. One car was slow, two cars were slow. Just that's me just trying to pick up spots where I could when I saw the opportunity. Believe the one was just up ahead as well. Let's see. No, that was the 5. That was just up ahead. But all right, so let's see what happens here because this is the start of it. So we're gonna go all the way up to the front. So we've got cars that are off already. Two, yeah, the 2 and the 7. This was your battle for the lead coming into the bus stop. So the 2 is going to the inside. Really bad netcodes there between the 2 and the 7. That's going to send the 7 around. He's going to come back across the track, get the 2, sends the 2 out wide. 7's going to spin around. He makes contact with the 4. He's going to get into the 16. 12's going to pile into him. That sends the 16 to the inside. So everybody starts getting by. And with the 7 being slow, he pulls back out in front, and then our next contact, which was going to create that wreck up front, is going to happen here between the 6 and the 16. So 16 comes out. He just, I don't know, I think he caught the grass coming out of the bus stop, and just somehow he gets onto the backstretch on a little bit of banking. Let's see, was there net code between the 16 and the 10? I feel like he wasn't close enough to have netcode. I mean, he just drove through the grass. He was all over the place, sliding all over the place. Still not quite able to get it clean. Yeah, I think there was netcode there, or he just turned right to avoid the 10, but he drills the 6. So then the 6 goes down low. 24 tries to go to the high side to avoid the 16. He gets clipped. He's going to go spinning. He goes spinning in front of everybody. So let's go see what happens here. Is he's right in front of the 27 and the 25, makes contact with the 27. He's going to come back up to the track, drills the 22, comes back down, almost gets the 8. You've got the 7 who's getting pushed by the 26, so the 26 makes contact with the 7. 7 sends the 7 down to the inside of the track. 27 or 26 is going to go up. Let's go follow that one up there because he gets into the 5. 5's just hanging and the 26 just shoots right. The 5's got nowhere to go to avoid that. He's going to get slammed into the wall, goes flying up and over, flips over the 22. He's barrel rolling down the turn 3 area, flips just multiple times, and yeah, then that was somehow I got through that. That's I've lost track of how many times he's flipped. I've lost track of how many times he flipped. That was fun through that part. So let's rewind that a little bit and we'll take a look at that from my side of everything that I got through because there was just cars everywhere. So I can see this wreck developing up here. I'm going to the low side because I thought it was going up the track. Then I've got to go stop to get by the 24. Then I've got the 22 coming back down, and then I had to get high to avoid that. So that's how we got through that whole thing. Yeah, I mean, that was a very, very fortunate break. That's what allowed me to get where I did, but that was just that was a lot of fun. So that picked us up, obviously, like 9 or 10 spots right there with the next 2 that were coming pit road, the 7 and the 2. So that was a big benefactor in being able to work my way towards the front. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. That's kind of the stuff that I expect to see in this, unfortunately, and that's what makes sometimes starting in the back almost the more favorable side, unless you got a clean split. So take a look at the results, see how those went. And should be a fairly decent I rating gain and hopefully a decent safety rating gain since it was just a 1x, although that didn't happen, right at the end. But second split out of 4 probably would have been multi-class. Let's see if the top one was multi-class. Yeah, top one was multi-class. You had some Mustangs in there. Looks like you had quite a few Mustangs actually. Um, some Mazdas, a couple Solstices, a little bit of everybody. So that likely would have been, if I can work my way up in these ratings, probably can get back to that. But 1641, so decent strength of field in relation to me. Again, not very good overall in terms of road racing, but I'm so bad and so low in road racing that it's not bad. Not able to run the fastest lap, but didn't have the draft all the time. I was kind of ducking and weaving and going back and forth, so not a big deal overall. Nice to finish third. We missed out on second by just under a tenth, and had just over a tenth and a half on fourth. So really close finishing. Like I said, that was great battling the whole time. I really enjoyed that the whole time. That was a lot of fun. So hopefully, guys, that was fun for you as well. Able to gain 86 in iRating, so just over 1600, and 0.15 in the safety, so just over 2.5. So hopefully, you can keep it clean and start taking advantage of the zero point 0.4 bumps to get the um, safety rating up over 4.0 and get up to B license. That's my goal for the first couple weeks of this season. So may run some more road races that I may or may not record just to try to help that along as quickly as possible. So, but yeah, that was certainly a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Feel free to leave. I mean, not a ton of analysis out of this wreck. It was just everybody every which way. But if you would have done something different to avoid it or taken a different route through it, love to hear alternative opinions. I always feel like it's good to compare. Sometimes somebody can have an idea that I didn't think of that could be that much better. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hope to see you back soon and stay tuned for more races. And until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.